G'day everyone, welcome to the Bothy. I'm Chris.
G'day, I'm Al.
Hey mate, you know a few weeks ago we did the Where's Dan episode and we went to a few places. We looked at the bottom of the stairs and...
He's back.
He's back. He is. You heard it here first, folks. It looks like the one, the only, the right, the royal, the honourable overlord himself, Mr. Dan Andrews, is back in town. Do you reckon he'll be, do you reckon he's back just to help Jacinda out, go around and help her out with the election, mate? Because people love Dan.
I know, well, maybe he's giving her a foot up.
A foot up.
Yeah, a foot up.
A foot right up, yeah. And the really good news, mate, is he has picked up right where he left off, eating at the most expensive restaurants, guzzling the most expensive wine, and making more noise than everyone in the restaurant. Well, everyone except his wife anyway, from what we hear. They were really loud.
Living it up.
Living it up.
Maybe they know something we don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe they've got something over the line and they know we're all
Maybe
frazzled.
It's his last days of freedom, mate. Who knows?
Doesn't sound like him.
But he was out celebrating recently and the people of Victoria were there to witness it, which is great. And an anonymous person was kind enough to drop us a couple of blurry photos they took on the night. Now, we'll put the photos up for all you to see. You're all seeing them now. It's not 100% clear that it's Dan, but we've done a little bit of digging and investigating since, and we have verified that Dan Andrews was a part of the entourage at this restaurant in recent times. The really good news, mate, is he was wheelchair-free.
Wow. No walking stick?
No walking sticks,
wow.
Mate. No?
For someone that supposedly had a catastrophic stroke.
Exactly.
He's come back real good.
No slurring. Not even a slouch.
Oh, he always had a slouch.
Well, he did, yeah. He's still got that. Fully capable of feeding and watering himself, except it wasn't water he was partaking in. It was very expensive.
Copious amounts of wine.
Bottles of wine. Exactly right. The photo was taken at a very posh Mornington Peninsula restaurant. He was among a party of 6 where they consumed many bottles of wine. They had a driver drop them off, wait for them for the couple of hours they were there, and then take them away.
Must be nice to live on the other side, eh?
Yeah, I guess.
This side's kind of like, well, when you compare it,
it's not the same?
It's not the same, is it?
Well, yeah, the other side of the bay, you mean.
They kind of get really looked after, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, you mean the other side of wealth to us. Well, I would describe that restaurant.
So you've been there?
A long time ago.
All right.
As I prefer my food more voluminous.
So there wasn't a lot of it?
No. So I believe what they've done is they've probably called the multi-ride Uber. They've got a lift down to the restaurant. The driver's waited there for them. They've all got back into the Uber and they've taken off and they have gone for a Big Mac, mate.
Right, so you don't want to mention the restaurant?
No, I'm not going to mention it. But for those of you that are seeing the photo and have been to these restaurants on the Mornington Peninsula, you will recognise the restaurant really easily. It's not hard to work out which one it is. From the report we received, they were in extremely high spirits. And, mate, I've got to say, this is a real comeback story. 3 months ago.
Supposedly.
We ran a poll when we did our episode.
We did.
Over 1,000 replies.
Yep.
And only 2 said he was genuinely ill. The rest said he was faking it.
That's quite a high amount, isn't it?
That might mean that 99.8% of our watchers, our viewers, were right.
Maybe. But, I mean, we did get confirmation.
We did, absolutely.
About him actually being pretty ill.
I wonder if it was all a put on. You've got to ask the question, mate. Well, it's great to see him up and about.
Is it?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you why in a minute.
Okay.
It was only a few months back that he'd had his catastrophic stroke, as you mentioned. It was supposedly hospitalised, allegedly under a fake name, according to reports from other podcasters, supposedly kept alive by the hospital, if you believe other podcasters, even where it's been suggested that the hospital staff had to maintain secrecy, sign paperwork, and do a whole lot more, again, if you believe other podcasters. So was he really in such a parlous way, mate? We heard he was, didn't we? And from good sources. But the recovery does seem miraculous. So why so much secrecy around a private citizen? Because at the end of the day, that's all he is these days. And why did he get special treatment? And why would a restaurant in Victoria even let him in through the door, mate?
Well, the world does work on money, doesn't it? So, if he's coming, he's going to be spending a lot of money.
Now, we would love to share with you who were among the other 4 people at the table, but we're not going to do that because it's not worth it. So we're not going to share that with you tonight.
Yeah. So why do you reckon it's a good thing?
Well, now there's no excuse when it goes to court, right?
He has to turn up.
He has to show up because he's fully well.
Unless he has another stroke.
Don't say that. And he's also now going to have to answer to anything that comes out of the IBAC Commission's investigation.
The IBAC have much power, though.
Well, we're about to find out, mate. So since we last spoke, news of a corruption report into Dan Andrews has been broken. Dan, corrupt?
Does have a certain ring to it.
It does, doesn't it? IBAC, the Independent Broad-Based Anti-Corruption Commission, initially decided not to release findings on Operation Richmond involving Squeaky Clean Dan and the United Firefighter Union and the amalgamation of the CFA into Fire Service Victoria prior to the election. They wanted to release it after the election so as not to bias any outcome, which tells you...
Well, aren't they biasing outcomes by not putting it out?
Yeah. There was an enormous uproar about that, and now they've decided that by July they will have released it.
Woohoo!
I know. The release of the document has been delayed for years, tied up in many court actions, including up to the High Court.
Right.
These actions have been engaged by the United Firefighters Union themselves, who don't want the report to come out, a senior office holder of the United Firefighters Union, who also doesn't want it to come out, and unnamed witnesses and parties mentioned in the report.
AKA...
allegedly, the Right Royal Honourable Dan.
Daniel Andrews.
Maybe. Accusations levelled since the 2016 merger include secret deals,
Sounds like him.
potential misuse of public funds,
Definitely sounds like him.
and improper influence involving the Premier Dan Andrews.
Yep.
That's him. Tick. It goes to a pattern of behaviour, doesn't it, mate? It does have a familiar tone to it.
It does have a certain ring to it.
In 2024, a challenge in the High Court made and lost by 2 anonymous parties set a precedent where even though IBAC won the case, they agreed to make requested amendments to their report.
Who the hell pays them?
Exactly right. So let's spend a whole heap of time and a whole heap of money, waste a whole heap of taxpayers' funding.
Investigating someone.
Yep. Take it to the High Court, duke it out, wait for a finding, and then acquiesce and give them into their demands. Honestly. Couldn't they just sort something out outside of court?
It just sounds like the government's got other government investigating their government, so nothing's ever going to happen, is it?
I had a look into the person who is running the investigation. We'll talk about her in a second. Whether we get the full report now, this side of the election, or just a whitewashed version is still up for debate. Or is it? I bet it's a bit whitewashed, right? I bet it's had parts removed or redacted.
They look after their own.
Exactly right. But Victoria Elliott, we implore you to release the unedited, full version of the Operation Richmond investigation so that we can all have it in our armoury when we consider who to vote for in November. All we want is the truth. Remember, you've stood for integrity and honesty for all of your career, and for a long time, she was the lawyer investigating the integrity of the police force. She's had a lot of positions in her life.
This is the IBAC girl.
Yep. That has put her in a position where integrity and honesty is everything. So you can only hope that when this report comes out, those values that she has held so close and so dear for so long,
she'll uphold it all.
Will be upheld. Yeah. Yep, exactly right. In the meantime, The Age recently reran a hatchet job they did on Bike Boy last year, making all sorts of false claims. The journalist didn't even contact the family for comment or even follow up any of the accusations she made to try and verify them. Instead, she stated false claims as fact. We've spoken to those that we know, and these points have been refuted. Tens of thousands of dollars spent on gifts, the age said. Wrong.
Crap.
Funds were given to the family to pay for varicose vein surgery for Peter. Actually, the operation was for Ryan, and instead of it being for $14,000 that the age said, it was for $1,400. So, wrong again, age. The family control the funds, not the Liberal Party or their cohorts. Money that is currently being raised through various means, including their GoFundMe, does not specify that it is for legal reasons. The age got that wrong as well. It specifies that the funds go to the fight for justice and supports the coordination, specialist input, investigation, evidence development, social media outreach, and administration. By the by, what they have raised isn't a pot of gold and has pretty much already been utilised, right? So we're not talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's 130 grand. And it's gone to making sure that the evidence has been collected so that their defamation suit can be won.
Yep.
You can't blame them for that. And, investigators, administration, websites, all of those things.
All cost money.
They do. Exactly right. They also have some allegations made in both the Herald Sun and the Age about lawyers and lawyers not being paid. We're not going to go into that situation. Best we stay clear of that until the matter is sorted through legal processes, which it's going through at the moment.
Fair enough.
There's no reason for us to get involved in that. The Herald Sun wasn't much better. It's seen the mainstream media are keen to back the government in an election year. That generally means protect their advertising investment. As well as reporting on the lawyer and gift payment situations, they also said that the defamation case had been hit by delays. That was wrong again. Both parties were addressed and heard, with a further hearing now scheduled for 15 May. Mr. Andrews had filed his defence on time, which is something we'd already talked about. Ryan's team has also submitted their reply, plus an interlocutory application. We'll let the legal eagles among us correct us, but we would hazard a guess that would be something to do with case progression or rights protection, or to try and find a finding before the next hearing. That's what we're imagining that is. But with Nan now being bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, up and about and all, it will no doubt go ahead without delay in May, and that is the best possible solution.
It's a good thing, as long as he wasn't out celebrating what they now know or now think they're going to get away with.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows?
Right. Exactly right. Who knows? That's the problem. So good news in all of this is that there are no excuses. Witnesses have seen and heard him, have witnessed his behaviour as typically Dan. He's right to go, and go he shall. Well, straight to court.
We can only hope.
Yep. Well, it's 15 May, mate.
I'll believe it when I see it.
It's 5 weeks.
This thing's been going for ages.
It has.
It feels like it's been part of the show for ever. Well, since the early days.
We first started talking about this, I think, about July last year.
Yeah. Oh, before that?
Nah, the earlier one was Monica.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think it was July, August where we first came out with this one. But these things take time, mate.
Yeah, I know.
And we really want Ryan's team to have all their eggs in a row.
Yep.
All their I's dotted and their T's crossed. And we really want them to put the best case forward and get this guy in the seat, in the dock. We want to see him squirm.
We want to see something happen.
Yeah.
It's like, been going on so long. It's like, just feels like it's just out of reach, and it's like chasing rainbows you're never going to get.
Yep.
That's what it feels like.
Yep.
And a bit depressing.
Yeah, but not soon.
Well,
soon we'll have him.
It's nice that you're
optimistic.
Optimistic.
You have to be. Yep.
Well, okay. Let's be optimistic.
Right.
With it now.
Oh, that's very good, mate. All right. Optimist and pessimist.
Yeah.
That's probably where we're at. All we want to see is justice for Ryan at the end of the day.
Yeah, of course.
And Dan to squirm in the dock. And will he do jail time out of it? No. Will he be impacted by it? Let's hope so. Let's hope that he is impacted also by Operation Richmond's findings, and that he was found to use his powers for bad.
For nefarious
decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can almost go
just
for that, really.
That one's happened.
But
whether they come out and say it in as many words, they have a way of not.
Anybody that believes any corruption went on during COVID they know who to point the finger at.
Yeah.
You know, for all that shit that went down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Will something happen to him? Is he too high placed for anything to happen to him? Possibly.
Maybe.
He seems to have really important friends in high places, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Especially like in China.
Yeah.
Pals with the Russians, the Koreans.
And on the Mornington Peninsula in restaurants. Yeah, exactly right.
We'll never mix in those circles.
No, and I'm quite glad we won't either.
I'm very happy.
Like I said, mate, it is great to see Dan back fully healthy and fit and ready for court.
Yep.
Let us know what you think, everyone.
Cheers, guys.
See
See
ya.
you later.